Hello. In this video, I want to talk about this book called Messages, the Communication Skills book, and it goes over all the stuff. Oh, it's a whole lot. It's a big book. Um, I'll probably just cover half of it in this video because there's so much stuff to cover. And if you're wondering what the heck this is on my head, I don't know what it is either. I just put it on. It's a stupid helmet. It's like leather. That'd be kind of fun just to wear it. Before I get started, down below there's this link, and if you click on it, there's really training on how someone can make the most amount of money using various social media platforms. Okay, so it's a lot of fun, and if you're interested in making some money, click on that link. Okay. So in this video, I just want to kind of go over the coolest things that I kind of learned or read in this book, or well, the first half of it, because I'm not done, and it's a lot of stuff to cover. But the first chapter really goes over just listening. And the truth is, we all suck at listening, myself included. Sometimes when someone's talking, I'll be thinking about what I'm going to say, and well, that's not really listening. So it's kind of like a textbook, really. It goes over all these different like examples and different like different ways that you got like write down stuff on what you can listen to, and different exercises, almost like it's for school. And I do like that when it talks about empathy, is just really just realizing that everyone is trying to survive, which is true. So we all have that in common. We're all trying to survive, okay? And next it goes over like self-disclosure, which is not easy, but it's a very free feeling. For example, I was talking to an old friend, Facebook, and he was asking, "Are you still like in Cambodia?" Because I was staying in Cambodia at the time. And I was like, "Nah, man, I got kicked out because I was just smoking too much ice, and I got in a fight with a neighbor, basically." You know, it's like after I wrote that, I was like, "What?" I felt kind of good. I was like, "Yeah, I felt kind of free." You know, I said it. Boom, I said it here on YouTube. So it's a free feeling, kind of. So disclosing things about yourself that maybe you don't want to disclose, uh, you know, could be good. All right, and next up, it talks about messages. Really should be clear and to the point, which I agree with. And it's not easy to do because we sometimes beat around the bush due to fear. A lot of what we do is based on fear, I believe. And I basically this kind of really helps me out. What I can think about is like in the dating world. Some guys have like the pickup lines. They go up to girls and they kind of beat around the bush because they're too nervous to tell her like, "Hey, you're pretty hot. I want to get to know you." And the best thing to say is just get to the point and be like, "Yeah, you're really hot. I want to get to know you." Uh, so that's what's good about that. There's something called the 7-38-55 rule. And what that means is 7% of communication is words, 38% is voice tone, and 55% is really just body language. And I do believe in that. I think that's really, really true. And that's why it's good to meet people person, face to face. And even like stuff like these YouTube videos where you're looking at my face, you can learn a lot more than basically reading, you know. And when it comes to reading body language, which there's a lot of information out there. There's whole books on body language and how to tell if someone's lying, because I think the reality is a lot of people lie. A lot of people bullshit. There's this book called another one that's really good called Radical Honesty by Brad Blanton, I think it is. And he's basically like a psychologist or a shrink in Washington D.C. And everyone comes up and they're all messed up in the head. And the main thing, and a lot of them are politicians. And he says the main thing is that a lot of them just lie, and it just messes up their head. Just stop lying, basically. But how you can tell someone is lying is if it comes down to congruency. If everything matches, the voice tone, the body language, the words all match, it's more likely to be true. But if one's off, something is off. Um, I'll give you an example of this. Like if you ask your mom, what's wrong, and she shrugs her shoulders, she frowns, she turns away, and mutters, "Oh, nothing. I guess I'm fine." You could tell that something's off. There's just, things aren't matching. So you go, okay, there's some lie there to some degree, and that tells you right there. All right. Then it goes over to like basically communication between the opposite sexes, which is not easy, right? Not easy at all. And the greater the space between two people, the less intimate they are, which is completely true. Okay. Uh, if a guy wants to pick up a girl at a bar or whatever, it's probably best to get very, very close. Don't like stand hella far away and try to talk to her. Some guys do. Uh, Another thing which was very interesting, it says that every person has three ego states. There's the parent, there's a child, then there's an adult. What do you think? Do you think that's true? I think there's a whole bunch of truth to that saying, that people go through those three states. They can act like the adult, the child, or the parent, and even go through all of them in one day. I think there's a lot of truth to that. I think there is. Another good thing about this book, which I learned, is a good way of saying no, which we all probably need to get better at, saying no to certain things, especially with all the crazy stuff that hits us every day in our life, and messages and requests, and yeah, come do this, come do this. Salespeople. But what it says in the book, in this book, is a great way to say no is to basically keep repeating what you want. Because the thing is, if you say, "Oh, I can't really do that," then you might get the rebuttal from the salesperson of going, "Oh, but you can. Let me show you how you can do that." And then they try to talk you into doing it. I can't do it. Oh, but let me show you another way you can do that. You're like, ah. They try to box you in, So one way of saying no, a really cool way of saying no, is to basically keep saying what you want to do. I want to do this. I want to do this. And what's the salesperson going to say? No, you don't. No, you don't want to do that. Yes, I do. I want to do this. And they're like, okay. They give up. It's a great way of saying no, I think. I thought that was pretty cool. And then it talks about really anger, which sometimes I think everybody doesn't deal with anger the best way, myself included. And some people feel that ventilating anger is healthy. And in this book called Anger, the Misunderstood Emotion, uh, basically ventilating anger increases anger feelings and emotions, and doesn't really reduce them, which does make some sense. And then it goes into how to deal with anger a little bit. It talks about fair fighting versus unfair fighting. Fair fighting can be healthy where there's frank, open discussion of differences, without shouting, fighting, name calling. It can be helpful. And of course, unfair fighting is unproductive and just sucks. There's a lot, if there's unfair fighting, when there is unfair fighting. Pretty much, I don't need to go over examples of that. But there really is a whole lot more to cover in this book, and I don't want to make this video way too long because I know people's attention spans have gotten lower and shot and reduced. So I'm going to end it, and if you are interested in making some extra cash on the side, which is a very positive thing to do, it's very healthy to think about that, and I encourage you to do it. One of the best ways of doing that is a program called the Commission Machine. And I've been in internet marketing for a very long time, so it's one of the best. He's very, very good, so I have no issues talking about it, recommending it, anything like that. And it talks about social media, and you might be thinking, oh, do I have to do what you're doing, Kevin, or whatever? You gotta go on YouTube and talk. You don't have to, but there's so many different social media platforms that you can use to make money. You don't have to do YouTube. I like YouTube because I like to hear myself talk. That's the truth, but you don't have to. And there's many other ways, and it talks about many other things like the sales funnel, which is really the hardest part, and that is coming down and actually getting someone to open up their wallet and part with their money. That's the hardest part. So it goes over that too. So if you want to check it out, I highly encourage you. Click that link below. Take action. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate that. And yeah, I wish you the best. And take care. And bye for now.